Oh, so you're still here, wondering why your love life is a disaster, why women just don't take you seriously. Let me guess. You're that guy who does everything to please, who chases after women like you're in a marathon, hoping for crumbs of attention, right? Well, while you're bending over backward trying to impress them, guess what happens? They walk all over you like you're an old doormat. But listen up. Maybe, just maybe, it's time for you to wake up and realize it's not working. And you know why? Because you're behaving like a man who doesn't know his own worth. And guess what? Women can spot that from a mile away. If you really want to change this pathetic situation, then pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, because what follows isn't for the weak. It's time to stop being a pushover and start acting like a man who knows what he wants, and more importantly, knows what he deserves. If you've got the courage to hear some hard truths, stick around. But be warned, it might hurt a lot. Let's get started. Number 1. Stop sabotaging your chances with women in your head. Look, let's get real. You're sabotaging your chances with women before you even open your mouth. And the saddest part, you're doing it in your own head, with all this red pill content you've been consuming. With these philosophies hammering in your mind about female behavior, you've built up a mental barrier so impenetrable that you don't even see the damage it's doing to your love life. You're walking around bitter, distrustful, only seeing the bad side of women. And guess what happens? They pick up on that energy and run the other way. You're out here, suspicious of everything and everyone, with that look on your face like you're ready to point fingers and judge any woman who crosses your path. You only see the negative. You see problems in everything, and you know what that does to you? It turns you into a repellent. Because guess what, my friend? Women sense that. They pick up on that bitter energy you're exuding like a bad smell, and what do? They leave before you even get a chance to say a word. Yes, I know it's important to understand female nature and recognize behaviors that don't serve you. But if you keep focusing only on what can go wrong, if you stay stuck in this mindset that all women are a problem waiting to happen, you're going to end up creating a reality where that's all you'll find. And then you close yourself off from any possibility of finding something genuine, something truly worthwhile. You know what's worse? This vicious cycle of distrust and bitterness only pushes you further away from the women you say you want. And why? Because you're playing against yourself, sabotaging your chances before you even give things a chance to happen. You're stuck in this toxic mindset that only attracts more negativity, and the more you close yourself off, the harder it gets. So, stop being stubborn and pay attention. Nobody's saying to ignore red flags, but stop acting like you're at war with the entire female universe. Stop judging before it's time. Stop creating stories in your head that haven't even happened yet. This not only makes you seem more approachable, but it also opens up space for genuine interactions, the kind that can actually lead to something interesting, something worthwhile. If you want to attract real women and start changing the game, start by cleaning up the mess you've created in your own head. Be lighter, more positive, and for the love of God, stop seeing ghosts where there are none. You're destroying your own chances of being happy, and the worst part? You're doing it alone. So wake up and stop acting like all the problems are with women, because in the end, the biggest problem is inside you. Number 2, cultivate a strong energy. Let's face it, no one wants to be around someone who looks like they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. If you approach a woman with that vibe of nervousness, discomfort, or worse, desperation, you're basically begging her to run away. And guess what? She will. Women, like anyone else, are naturally attracted to confidence and positive energy. If you want things to flow naturally, you need to cultivate a presence that makes people, especially women, want to be around you. Now let's get to the real deal. How can you cultivate that strong energy, that presence that makes all the difference? It all starts with the basics, which you probably ignore, your daily habits. If you're sabotaging yourself sleeping poorly, eating junk, getting wasted, or drowning in anything else that's destroying you from the inside, don't expect positive results. Your energy will reflect exactly that. Tiredness, anxiety, frustration. And who wants to be around someone like that? No one. But if you do the opposite, get enough sleep, eat right, exercise regularly, and cut out those toxic habits that drag you down, the change will be instant. Not just in how you feel, but in how others perceive you. Suddenly, you walk with more confidence. Your body is stronger, your mind clearer, and that shows in everything you do. You start feeling comfortable in your own skin, more secure in your worth. And trust me, women will notice that. And don't think this change is just physical. When you take care of yourself, when you invest in your physical and mental health, you start to emanate a different energy, one that says, I know who I am, I know what I want, and I don't need anyone to validate me. That quiet confidence, that inner peace, is what truly attracts women. They are naturally drawn to men who have that presence, who are comfortable with themselves, who have a sparkle in their eyes that comes from within, from a well-lived life. This transforms even the simplest interactions. A casual conversation can turn into a deep connection because you're present, confident, and at peace with yourself. And that, my friend, is irresistible. Women want to be around men who have strong energy, a presence that makes them feel safe, comfortable, and above all, attracted. So, here's the message. If you want to attract real women, start taking care of yourself as priority number one. Drop the bad habits that are dragging you down. Invest in your health, both physical and mental, and cultivate a strong energy that shows you're a man who knows what he wants and doesn't need anyone to feel complete. Because, in the end, it's that energy that will completely change the way women see you, and, most importantly, it will change the way you see yourself. And when you see yourself as a man of value, the world around you starts to respond to that in an amazing way. Number 3, use magnetic communication. Let's be realistic, man. If you haven't figured out by now that how you say something is more important than what you say, it's time to wake up. It doesn't matter if you have all the theory down pat if, when you open your mouth, you sound like a guy apologizing for existing. And no, I'm not talking about reciting poetry or telling jokes. I'm talking about knowing how to communicate in a way that makes people, especially women, want to hear more from you. It starts with the basics, which you're probably ignoring, your tone of voice. If you're speaking as if you're asking for a favor, or worse, as if you're terrified of her reaction, you might as well stop right there. A deep, firm tone, with the confidence that only a real man has, is what attracts women. But if you're out there sounding like a pitiful, insecure guy, sorry. But no one will want to hear what you have to say. And let's get to the next classic mistake. Constantly seeking permission to exist. Should I say this? Will she like it if I say that? Oh, come on. Be assertive, direct, but without being a jerk. Say what you think, but without seeming afraid of getting slapped. Women don't want a guy who's tiptoeing around. They want someone with presence, who knows what they want and isn't there to please anyone forcefully. And then, to top it off, you come in all excited, thinking that every conversation is your last chance at life. Dude, relax! Stop treating every chat like it's a Mission Impossible seduction task. That only makes you anxious, needy, and guess what? That's an instant repellent. Instead, treat the conversation for what it is. A simple exchange of words. Let it flow, no rush, no pressure. Pay attention to what she's saying. Maintain eye contact that shows you're present and show genuine interest. Because here's the secret you probably never realized. When you know how to communicate, when your voice, your posture, and your words align, you become magnetic. And when that happens, you don't even have to try. Women will start paying attention to you. They'll want to hear more. They'll feel attracted not just by what you say, but by how you say it. And then, my friend, the game changes completely. But if you keep being the insecure, submissive guy who asks for permission even to breathe, don't complain that things aren't working out. Magnetic communication is what separates the men from the boys. So, get with it and start talking like you have something valuable to say, because, honestly, if you don't value yourself, no one else will. If you want to learn how to use psychological tricks to get into that woman's mind and make her act the way you expect, seeking you out and thinking only of you, read the ebook in the description of this video. After this read, you'll learn how to use your cold side to deeply affect this woman and master the art of seduction. Stop being a doormat and start being the man she truly values. Number 4, make her feel safe. Let's get real here. If you really want to attract a woman, whether for something serious or even something more casual, one of the most important things you need to do is ensure she feels safe with you. This is something women instinctively seek. They want to know that you'll be there, that they can trust you, that you'll take care of them in some way. Now, before you start fantasizing, I'm not talking about grand heroic gestures like showing up in shining armor or riding in on a white horse. Get off the pedestal, because that's not it. It's the little things, my friend, the small actions that make a huge difference. Simple things like offering help when she's going through a tough time or doing a favor when she needs it are more than enough. These actions show that you're present, that you genuinely care. And guess what? That makes her feel protected, supported, and more inclined to trust you. But pay attention here. This doesn't mean becoming her doormat, doing everything she asks all the time, like you're desperate for crumbs. Balance is key. Yes, be there for her. Show you care, but without forgetting yourself. Helping when necessary, sincerely, shows that you're the kind of man she can count on, but who won't lose himself for anyone. And there's more. Being attentive to the details of her life, her dreams, achievements, challenges, shows that you're genuinely interested in her as a person, not just as a trophy. This creates a deeper connection and makes her feel truly valued. But please, let that sense of security you offer be natural, not forced or overdone. Be authentic. Show that you respect her boundaries and that you're there to support without expecting anything in return. When you do this, you're building a solid foundation for a closer, more special, and possibly lasting relationship. So, if you want her to feel safe with you, show that you're a real man, someone she can trust, someone who genuinely cares. And my friend, that's what separates the men from the boys. If you still don't get it, you'd better pay attention now, because that's the difference between being someone she trusts and someone she forgets. Number 5, invest in your best physical version. Let's be honest here, appearance matters, and there's no point in trying to fool yourself. It's not everything, of course, but it's a factor that can make your path much easier. Believe me, being attractive isn't a matter of luck or blessed genetics. It's a matter of choice, habits, and effort. Many guys who are successful with women weren't born with Hollywood star looks, but they did what needed to be done. They invested in themselves, transformed what they had, and became irresistible. And that's exactly what you need to do, invest in yourself. Take care of your appearance. Find a haircut that works for your face, take care of your skin, dress well, and for God's sake, take care of your body. I'm not saying you need to turn into a bodybuilder or a magazine cover model, but you should be the best physical version of yourself. When you take care of yourself, it screams one thing: I value myself. And women, of course, pick up on that instantly. They want to be with a man who takes care of himself, who values his own health, and who has a strong presence. Don't underestimate the power of a good appearance. It not only improves how others perceive you, but it also boosts your self-confidence. And let's be honest, when you know you look good, you walk differently, talk differently, act differently. And that confidence, my friend, is magnetic. So stop procrastinating and start investing in yourself. Find that style that suits you. Take care of the body you have and turn the reflection in the mirror into something you're proud of. This will not only attract more women, but will also open doors in every area of your life, whether at work, in social interactions, or anywhere else. When you are the best physical version of yourself, everything around you starts to improve. And trust me, it's worth every drop of sweat. Number 6, demonstrate emotional independence. Now let's talk seriously. Emotional independence is one of the most powerful pillars for attracting women. And if you haven't realized that yet, it's time to wake up. Let me give you a dose of reality. When a man is emotionally independent, he's not shaken by any game or mood swing. This automatically makes him more attractive because he's not at the mercy of others' emotions. Now think about how many guys you know who fall into the trap of becoming emotionally dependent on a woman. A lot, right? And what's the result? They become insecure, needy, and inevitably push women away. Here's the secret most people ignore. Develop your own life outside of the relationship. Have your own goals, your own ambitions, and above all, maintain interests that don't depend on her. I'm not saying you should be cold or indifferent. Of course, you should care. But the key is not allowing your emotions and well-being to be entirely in someone else's hands. The more you show that you're in control of your emotions, that your happiness doesn't depend on anyone but yourself, the more attractive you become. Women are naturally drawn to men who are strong and secure in themselves, who don't crumble at the first sign of trouble. This emotional independence sends a clear message. You're a real man, capable of handling any situation without losing your cool.
And here's the final blow. When a woman realizes that you're emotionally independent, that you're fine with yourself and don't need her to feel complete, her respect for you skyrockets. She'll understand that if she wants to be part of your life, she'll need to bring something valuable to the table because you're not willing to accept emotional scraps.
So, if you want to become irresistible, start here. Show that you're in control of your emotions, that you're focused on your own goals, and that your happiness isn't at stake just because a woman walked into your life. That, my friend, is what makes a real man, and that's exactly what women are looking for. If you want to be the one she respects and admires, it's time to show that you don't depend on anyone to be happy. Number 7, be mysterious and unattainable. Let's get straight to the point. You still don't get that women don't want an open book they can read cover to cover in one sitting? Seriously, if you keep laying all your cards on the table right away, you're basically signing a forget me certificate in bold letters. It might be comfortable for you, but guess what? You're killing any chance of her being genuinely interested. Here's a tip that should be obvious. Women love a challenge. If you act like a mystery she can't solve right away, you're already ahead of the game. But, of course, you're out there, pouring your heart out and spilling every detail of your life in the first few minutes of conversation, thinking that's going to bring you closer to her. Spoiler, it won't. You're just taking all the fun out of it. And before you ask, no, I'm not saying you should be a cold, distant jerk all the time. But for God's sake, learn to keep some cards up your sleeve. Stop spilling all your dreams, traumas, and secrets right off the bat. Leave something for her to discover gradually. Leave her curious. Leave her with that nagging question in her mind, wondering what else there is behind your facade. This will make her much more engaged, because she'll want to understand the mystery that you are. Now, if you're always available, always there, ready to do whatever she wants, anytime, congratulations. You've just turned into the most boring guy on the planet. A man who has nothing better to do than wait for her next message? How exciting! Here's the reality. When she sees that you have your own life, full of interesting things going on, that you're not desperate for attention, that's when the game changes. You automatically become more attractive because you don't need her to feel complete. So my friend, stop being the predictable nice guy. The combination of mystery and unattainability is what's going to make you stand out from the crowd of boring, predictable guys she meets every day. When you keep her guessing, trying to figure out more, you become the guy she can't get out of her head. And that's exactly the impact you want to make. Be the puzzle she wants to solve, not the brochure she tosses aside after one read. Number 8. Master the art of patience. Let's be blunt here. Most guys are in a rush, wanting everything yesterday, whether it's in conversation, relationships, or even in bed. But you know what the problem is with that? Hurry is your worst enemy, and you don't even realize it. Women value men who know how to wait, who aren't desperate to get everything at once. If you really want to stand out, you need to master the art of patience. When you demonstrate patience, you not only show that you're confident in your worth, but you also make it clear that you don't need immediate results to feel validated. It's like saying, without words, I know my value, and I'm not in a rush to prove it to anyone. And guess what? That's irresistible. Now let's understand one thing. The best things in life, including relationships, take time to develop. If you're out there trying to speed things up, you're going to end up ruining everything. Let things flow. Show that you're willing to wait, that you really want to get to know the woman before jumping to conclusions. This not only creates a solid foundation, but also sends the message that you're a mature man, confident in yourself, who doesn't need instant gratification to feel good. Practicing patience not only increases your attraction, but also helps build something real. When a woman realizes that you're not in a rush, that you're interested in who she really is, and not just in fast-tracking to the next phase, she starts to see you differently. You stop being just another guy looking for a quick conquest and become someone truly worthwhile. And here's the key point. Patience puts you in control. While others are running around trying to force things, you're calm, knowing that what's good comes with time. This confidence, this ability to wait for the right moment, is what sets you apart from the desperate guys she meets out there. When you master the art of patience, you become the man she wants by her side, not just now, but in the long run. So, stop being the guy who wants everything yesterday. Be the guy who knows how to wait, who understands that patience isn't weakness, but a demonstration of strength and confidence. And then, my friend, you'll realize that the game changes completely. Number 9. Stop devaluing yourself and own your worth. Now let's get to the final point. The coup de grace. You need to stop, once and for all, devaluing yourself. Seriously, enough with acting like you're a second-rate option, like your worth depends on a woman's approval. If you keep seeing yourself as someone inferior, who has to try the hardest to be noticed or accepted, congratulations, you're playing against yourself. And I'm going to be brutally honest. No one, absolutely no one, respects or desires someone who doesn't value themselves. You're out there, begging for scraps of attention, bending to her whims, trying to be everything she wants. But you know what she sees? A man who doesn't respect himself. And if you don't respect yourself, why the hell should she respect you? Women, like anyone else, are attracted to strength, to confidence, to someone who knows exactly what they're worth. When you position yourself as an obvious choice, as someone who knows they deserve to be treated with respect, the dynamic changes completely. Enough with trying to please at all costs, enough with begging for emotional scraps. You're not here to be a puppet in anyone's hands. It's time to stand up. Stop accepting less than you deserve, and finally own your worth. When you start behaving like a man who knows what he wants, who doesn't accept just any treatment, who has his own standards, things will start to change. This is the gut punch you needed. Either you stop devaluing yourself now, or you'll keep being treated as a dispensable option. The choice is yours. Do you want to keep being the guy she only calls when she has nothing better to do? Or do you want to be the man she can't stop thinking about because she knows you're someone worth fighting for? The decision is in your hands. Now, lift your head and start acting like the man of value you truly are. If you don't value yourself, no one else will. We've reached the end. And if you've paid attention up to this point, you already understand that the game changes completely when you take control. This isn't just about attracting women. It's about becoming the kind of man who lives with purpose, confidence, and above all, self-worth. Because in the end, everything starts and ends with you. If you see yourself as a prize, if you stop accepting less than you deserve, the people around you, including women, will start to see that too. So, stop sabotaging yourself. Stop molding yourself to the expectations of those who don't value you. The world isn't going to give you anything for free. Respect, admiration, attraction. All of this is earned when you act like a man who knows exactly what he wants and what he deserves. Now it's up to you. Apply what you've learned here and watch the change happen before your eyes. And remember, it's not about playing games, but about living as the man you should have always been. If this video made you reflect, if it gave you the push you needed, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share it with someone who needs to hear this truth, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more content that will help you become the best version of yourself. Now it's time to act. See you in the next video where we'll continue this journey of evolution together. Stay strong and keep moving forward.